What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103, and welcome to the big video for this week, which of course is the press conference that just concluded a few minutes ago, where Joan Laporta, the president of Barcelona, did confirm that Xavi will continue as the manager and fulfill his contract that of course is valid until June 2025. They talked a lot in this press conference about the decision behind it, why the U-turn, all things like that. Now, to be honest, I could sit here and just read through the quotes for the whole entire press conference, but honestly, that's quite boring. So I'll give you guys a summary with the main things that were asked, and of course, throw my opinion in there as well. So of course, Laporta initially started off by saying he's pleased to announce that Xavi will continue as the coach. Yes, this season wasn't the best in terms of results. The minimum, like bare minimum objectives were reached, but the main reason why Laporta wanted to keep Xavi was this one key word, which everyone was iterating during this whole entire press conference: stability. They want to keep it's stable. They don't want to just throw their, hands out the pram and just reset everything completely. They want to have a stable project, very similar to what happened under Frank Rijkaard and also under Pep Guardiola's time as well. Those moments were highlighted. He spoke about the decision as well, saying that he always wanted to wait. He always wanted to wait to convince and speak to Xavi before looking for a new coach. He said that he never negotiated with any coach whatsoever. Maybe they had done some preliminary talks here and there. That's what a top club does, sure. But he never sat down and negotiated for a coach to come in. He always wanted to wait and speak to Xavi because he always felt like Xavi was going to change his mind. He mentioned that he wanted to wait until the season was over in terms of, winning a trophy. That's why he waited until after the PSG game, after Madrid, if they were still a league. If we beat Real Madrid, the situation would not be happening right now. It would be 5 points off them. There'd be a title race. That's why he wanted to wait that long and wait to have a meeting. What he said was he had a meeting first at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper yesterday with the board. They made the decision that they wanted to keep Xavi unanimously, of course, whether some people disagreed or agreed. In the end, they all agreed to keep Xavi. Then he went back to his house and he heard that Xavi and Deco finished their meeting. He's like, oh, come on over here so we can get some sushi and we can vibe out. He said they only had to speak to Xavi for a few minutes to convince him. Of course, we'll get the perspective of Xavi as well. In the end, the decision has been made. In terms of consequences, of course, Laporta's big, quote is that losing has consequences. He was asked this as well. He said, yes, there will be consequences. There will be consequences in regards to decisions with the first team. Now, again, there's going to be some movements. Players might leave. Players might come in. That's where the consequences will lie. But overall, what's been the vibe that I've been getting is that Laporta and Xavi are very, very happy with the squad in terms of how they've matured, how they played this season, and that maybe just a few more tweaks will get the squad to the next level. Talked about internal the debates. They also talked about Xavi giving up his final year of his deal in terms of the money. Of course, that was going to be the case. There were some rumors last night saying that, the only reason why Xavi is staying because he wants to earn the money from his final year of his contract. That's absolute crap. So they talked about that. He said, look, that Xavi loves the club and that, he would never do that. Even Xavi said this as well. I'm just focusing mainly right now on Laporta's words. He spoke about the 1-1 rule. Of course, that's the main hot topic right now. Returning to the 1-1 rule. He said that we are on track. It's looking very good. We're in constant communication with La Liga, and they're very happy with our work, and they're telling us as well that we're doing a very, very, very good job. So again, on the 1-1 rule, we are on track. Everything is set to go. Hopefully we can get there by the beginning of June. That would be absolutely ideal. He spoke about Nike's deal as well. He was asked what's happening with the kit manufacturers, kit suppliers, what's the movement. He said, look, I can't give you guys details right now, but we are negotiating with Nike. And again, basically everything that's coming out in the media is what's happening in real life. He then spoke about, of course, the objectives for next season. He said the objective for next season is, of course, to win titles and compete, and we'll judge it, of course, based on that. Now, in terms of Xavi's quote, so Xavi, of course, he's the main guy. He said, look, he's asked, why he's staying. He said that, that I'm a big Barca supporter. I always try to do what's best for the club. The most important thing is to think about the entity. When I met with the president, I offered my position, but I received great confidence from the president, the sports area, and the entire board. Xavi said the reason why he changed his mind was because the situation changed and his opinion changes. You see the world of football, people's opinions always change. And Xavi saying the same thing. He said again, he fully agrees with the stability part of it. I kind of felt like, based on how Xavi was speaking, of course it's just my opinion, that I think that he kind of felt like he could do one more year, and also the replacements coming in were just going to be catastrophic, whether it was Rafa Marquez, Flick, Tuchel, and all these mediocre managers, there was going to be a big downgrade next season in terms of expectation, in terms of performances as well. Of course, it could have, done a complete U-turn. We know Flick could have came in and won the sextuple or something like that, but of course, that's a very far away from reality. I kind of felt like Xavi knew that the best decision for the club was for him to continue as a coach as well. And again, he was convinced. He was asked about what convinced him. He said mainly the board and the sporting sector. So Deco, Andres Masip, Boyan, Echeverri, Rafael Uste, Joan, Laporta himself. But he also said that the players, the first team players, and the fans also played a huge part. Of course, everyone, all the fans. I would say, based on what I've seen, that 80% of the worldwide Barcelona fan base wanted Xavi to continue. So, that says it in itself. And, of course, all the players have been glazing Xavi since the moment he announced his departure. So, that was, of course, no debate there as well. I'll give you the actual quote on the reason behind his decision. He said that it wasn't an easy decision. In January, I conveyed to the president, Deco, and the board that was best for the club. Now the circumstances have changed. Yesterday, we talked very directly about it. I believe the project is not finished, and it can be successful. I'm convinced with all enthusiasm in the world. The players believe in it, and I have changed my mind. To ratify it is wise. It's a combination of reasons that make me continue, especially the trust of the president, Deco, and the players. It's not a matter of money or ego. I saw the confidence from everyone. So maybe, I think this is one of the main topics as well when Xavi initially announced his departure, that he felt a little bit in the media and also in the wider spectrum as well, that he didn't really feel backed by the board too. Of course, internally they back up, they have full confidence in him as manager, but they never vocalize it. Maybe Xavi's a very vocal person, he likes to see it, and of course, for the past 4 months, all we've been seeing in the media, the board wants Xavi to say they love him, blah, blah, blah. Even Laporta started crying a bit in the press conference, talking, I think, almost halfway through it, talking about how much Xavi loves the club. In the end, that's the reality of the situation, that he's the man of the club, and that's why the situation came to fruition. One of the big topics, of course, was the change in coaching staff. A lot of reports last night were suggesting that the board wanted Xavi to sack his brother, Oscar Hernandez, and the physical trainer, Ivan Torres. There have been some reports that were looking at bringing in a physiotherapist who formerly worked under Antonio Conte as an addition to the current team, but no one will be leaving the team. Xavi was asked about, his coaching staff and the whole entire coaching staff. I back fully. I back their ability. They're also players as well. They're learning a little bit, so am I as well. They're staying here. We didn't talk about, sacking anyone or anything like that. Laporta also said that as well. He then asked on regrets on his decision. He said, look, the decision was right because the club needed a change. He related to the president. Now it's wrong because I think of the opposite. The young people and the staff have given me their support, as well as the confidence of the president, Deco. It made me think about it, and I have the energy to keep going, to keep everything on pace. Again, main thing here is stability. You want to keep it going. They didn't want to, just throw everything out the prank. Talked about, of course, self-criticism. He was talking about the PSG semifinal, saying that tactically he thought they were better than PSG. He thought we were going to progress. He think over the course of 180 minutes, we were the better side, but we lost due to very fine margins and a bit of inexperience. He said, tactically, we were better than PSG, both in the first leg and the second leg. After Araujo's red card, we lacked the competitive, edge. It's part of the process. It's very hard to win. The staff and the players have learned a lot. Next year, we're hopefully going to be competing better. And he's asked about, of course, the remaining year of his contract. He's like, will he stay beyond 2025? He said, let's wait and see. We'll see how we do, see where we are in that current state, and we'll decide from that point. So thankfully, some closure there. I was initially thinking yesterday that, Xavi's staying until 2025. No matter what, he could win the quintuple or 8 trophies. It doesn't matter, but at least now Xavi's leaving that door open, saying we'll wait and see. Again, if we do well, we might continue. If we don't do well, we might call things quits, so to speak. He then asked about his relationship with certain board members. Again, when Laporta was saying that the board unanimously agreed to continue Xavi, he did kind of say a little bit that we had to talk and about it. He said, I haven't said all the names. Enrique Masip is also part of the sports commission. Juan Soler, confidence in the sports area. Yesterday we spoke in a very natural way. If we're a family inside, I think things will be better. So again, a lot of unity. We know you always hear all these reports about Xavi and Deco not having a good relationship. He shut that down completely as well during this press conference, and that Deco not having an excellent relationship. We're in full communication. We're in full same wavelength. Again, they were former teammates as well. That's also something to remember. But apart from that, that was the kind of the main talk. That's kind of the hour press conference shortened down to about how long I'm recording now, about 9 minutes. There's nothing really to add. I thought I had a little bit more hype for this press conference. I thought we could get more details on what was actually discussed in the meeting. Again, Xavi did mention that he did not set any conditions to stay. So he didn't say that the club, I'll stay if you sign Bernardo Silva, you sell Frankie de Jong, and you buy me a Lamborghini. He didn't set any conditions. He just stayed based on what we currently have, and with the ambition, of course, of improving the squad. Maybe the board, Deco, of course Deco's going to be the main one handling the sports sector, so maybe Deco said, look, this is our plan, we want to do this. Xavi agree with it, maybe we want to throw in his opinion, and that's it. But we'll wait and see how things turn out in that regard. But again, Barcelona, like Laporta mentioned in this press conference, losing has consequences, so we will see some changes in regards to the first team. But overall, look, as a Barcelona fan myself, I'm very happy with the decision being made here and what direction we're going into. Of course, from now to the end of the season, we have a month left. We might have a friendly at the end of the season as well. Just get second place. Let's see some improvement. Let's see some of the younger players get more continuity, more minutes, like Victor Roque, Hector Ford. I want to see Fermin Lopez play more games, and we can go from there. Xavi also asked if he loses every single game from now to the end of the season. For this season, will he leave? He said, no, I will stay 100% going into next season. So again, that was pretty much it. Nothing really major to report, and besides from those few details that I did mention. I think overall, again, the club have done a good job here in the decision making. I think again, Laporta handled the situation very, very well. Your manager said he wants to leave end of January. You didn't talk to any coach. You were fully confident he was going to overturn his decision, and in the end, he did. Yes, there's some board members who might maybe not back the decision, but there's never 100% unanimous in the board in regards to any decision. Elena Fort, who I believe is a communication director for Barcelona, she was speaking, I think, in the media a week ago. She was talking about having the friendly game in Dubai, having friendlies in other states as well, where the logistical laws don't really coincide with Barcelona. They always have a vote, and there's always majority rules. That's kind of the only thing that the board always agree on, that they vote and majority takes it no matter what. In the end, the majority voted for Xavi to continue. I think, of course, Laporta had a big say and also the final say in the end. Of course, in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts again on Xavi staying. Again, no conditions were set for him to continue, in the sense that he didn't ask for a bunch of players to stay. Again, the media said something different. So I think you can take each with a pinch of salt, so to speak. Again, they talked about mainly the court, like what Deco and Laporta, they've been very consistent over the past few months when they've been speaking to the media. They want to keep what they currently have, the main core players, and add and just improve it and add on to it. So I think it's very likely that we see the likes of Ronaldo Araujo, Frankie De Jong, Rafinha, Christensen, these type of players that you maybe could say could have an exit, continue at the club, and then you add on top of that as well. Again, one rule, we're on track as well. We're looking to do that hopefully before the beginning of June. That would be absolutely ideal. And we will go from there. Hopefully we see some improvements from now to the end of the season. Hopefully we see this new physio coming into the Xavi's coaching staff as well, the one that worked under Conte. We'll talk about that in another news video. But overall, super excited, super happy with the decision being made, and it's only hopefully upwards from here. Of course, this can all go tits up next season. First 3 months we just don't do well whatsoever, then at that point you might have to throw everything out the pram. But I think based on right now, based on where we're currently at, April 25th, this is the correct decision, 100% no doubt. I think we can all unanimously agree on that. Of course, in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on everything being discussed. And of course, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.